Do you know there is one thing that is very important for every non-US IMG to know if they want to work here in the US? It's not USMLE doing multiple research and stuff. Yes, that's important for you to be able to match and then get to residency and work here. But the most important thing is to not get deported. Now, you think this is such obvious thing to do, but let me tell you what, a lot of non-US IMG actually does not comply with the immigration policies, especially these 3 immigration policies that I'm going to share with you today. Now, why is that? Well, there are actually 3 reasons why a lot of non-US IMG does not comply with these policies. The first reason is they don't know they exist. As simple as that. They don't know there is such rule exists, so they don't comply with the rules. The second reason is they know the rule exists, but they think they found a loophole to go around the rules, and they try to, use the loophole, usually, in order to save money. I know, I've been there before. I'm non-US IMG, just like you, and I live in New York for 3 years, financially struggling, like living paycheck to paycheck. I want to save money. And this immigration policy, if you find a way to go around it, you can save money or sometimes make money. So you try to use that loophole, and then you think you find a loophole, you think it's safe, but actually there's contained risk. So that's the second reason why the non-US IMG does not comply with the rules. The third reason they don't comply with the rules is because they know the rules, but they think violating the rules is not such a big of a deal. But guess what? It is a big deal. So we're going to talk about 3 immigration policies that I think every non-US IMG need to know so you don't get deported. So your journey will be as smooth as possible toward working in the US. All right, let's start with the first one. Do not overstay. Not even a day, not even an hour, not even a seconds, not even a milliseconds. You do not want to overstay. This actually almost happened to me because I think it was not such a big deal. I know the rules, I shouldn't overstay, but it's just a couple days, it's just for convenience sake. I don't want it to extend and then pay for an extension of the visa. It's such a hassle doing all these forms. I thought that it was not a big deal. And then I was tutoring my student at that time. I told him that I plan to overstay a bit. It's just casually saying that. And then he said, dude, you don't want to do that. That is really bad. You don't want to overstay. After that, I was panicked, and then we need to do something. We need to extend the visa. So then I found some. I cannot really remember exactly at that time. I think I found an English school, and then after that, I'm able to extend my visa safely. The moral of the story, do not overstay. You want to really plan ahead. Not even day, not even an hour, not even a milliseconds. All right, so that's the first rule. The second rule is do not work if you don't have work authorization or you don't have a work permit. Here is the thing. There is a clear loophole, right? And I don't think this loophole is a secret anymore, like everybody knows. The main loophole is if you get paid by cash, these days probably you can do a cryptocurrency, then it's undetectable. And that's pretty much the loophole, right? And like I said, the reason why people do the loophole and why non-US IMG do the loophole is because you want to save some money because you're financially struggling. That's basically the reasons of why I try to overstay, because I don't want to pay the extra money to extend it. So this is what happened. Now, a lot of people are thinking that, well, if I get paid by cash or I get paid by cryptocurrency, then there won't be any problem. Well, there is still some risk. And the worst case scenario that I can think of, if somebody know that you actually work illegally, and if they have something against you, a grudge or whatever, I don't know, then they can report you. Then you're done for. That is the risk that I can think of. So you really want to think about it before you actually start thinking of becoming the waitress, getting some extra tips. Just really think carefully about it because it does contain risk. Now, there's one thing that I want to really address in this video, because I actually mentioned this back when I created a video about the J1 waiver process, Physicians Fully Explained. I mentioned about YouTube channel. And there are a couple of people asking me, because I mentioned in that video that if you're on a visa, you should not make YouTube video. Now, I want to clarify that today. So here's the thing. If you monetize from YouTube, if you're earning funds, if you're making money from YouTube and you're on a visa, that is not allowed. If you're on a B1, B2, if you're on F1, if you're on J1, you're not allowed to monetize from YouTube because that is considered working. And YouTube is American company from Alphabet Inc., part of Google, right? Or actually Google, part of the Alphabet Inc., sorry. And if you're making YouTube and then making money, that means you're working for another American company. And that is considered as working, and you violate that rule. Now, then you probably have a question. Well, okay, fine. Then I'm going to create a YouTube video because I love to make videos and I just don't need to monetize from it. Well, depends. If you actually make money from revenue, from affiliate marketing, from something else, that could be considered to be working as well and not exactly a hobby, you see? And that becomes a gray area. For example, let's assume that I'm making this video right now and I'm on a visa. Now I'm green card, but I'm not on a visa, and I'm creating this video. Hey, what's up guys? My name is Julius Haryadi. I'm internal medicine physician working here in the US. Are you struggling with your USMLE? Do you want to get the 260 or step 2 CK, but you don't know how? You know what? I've been tutoring USMLE for 3 years, and then I have thousands of hour experience. I can really help you to boost that score. Now, if you're interested, just sign up using this link description below, and then we can talk, and then I'm very flexible in timing, and we can negotiate the price. Just sign up below, and then we'll talk about it. See ya. What do you think about that? Am I making money through creating YouTube video? So it can be very difficult to explain that, you see, especially it's so easy to search you when you try to transition that visa. They ask you if you're working. It's so easy to search your name and found your YouTube channel. And if you have like, I don't know, you can be successful, 100,000 subscriber. They're gonna see, are you trying to make leads in your business? You will need probably to explain that you're not actually actively working. Maybe it's a passive thing. You don't earn any money. I don't know. You can try to explain that to the immigrations. I mean, it's up to you. But I'm just telling you the risk that's involved here. You know, I'm not a lawyer, but I know that these rules actually exist. Basically, if you are on a visa and then you create YouTube channel and then you earn money from it in whatever way, then you violate the rules. This is actually the exact reason why I started my YouTube channel last year, January 2024, because that is the time when I received my green card. I have been wanting to create YouTube channel. I've been wanting to help my non-US IMG get to dream residency, teaching USMLE, teaching all these things, sharing all the information that I know to the world, really. But my lawyer has been telling me, just stay low, just wait. Your green card is going to come real soon. Just wait. So that's why I've been waiting, you know, for years until finally I'm able to start my YouTube channel safely. I just don't feel like I want to take the risk. That's all, you know. But some people I think out there do, and it's up to them. And it's up to you if you want to start them. Now, we move on to the third and final rule. And this rule is very interesting. Why? Because there are students out there that recommend other students, other non-US IMG to use this loophole. They think they found a loophole, it will save a lot of money, and they start recommending other people to do it. So here is the rule. The third and final rule is do not ever use public benefits. Do not apply for them and use their public benefits. So what am I talking about specifically? Well, there's a lot of public benefits or other federal programs that can help you, but in this case, I'm just going to make it specific. I'm talking actually about Medicaid. There are states in the US that you can actually receive Medicaid. And if you're not used to the USMLE yet, basically Medicaid is federal funded programs that provide health insurance and coverage for people who have low income. But in certain states in the US, you can apply for Medicaid even if you're on a visa. Actually, even crazier, even undocumented immigrant can apply for Medicaid in these states. Now, the two states that I know is New York and Massachusetts. There are probably more states, but typically there are blue states. And blue states meaning that the states politically leaning toward the left or the Democrats. And that is New York and Massachusetts. So you can apply for Medicaid. And then if you apply for Medicaid, everything basically becomes free or a very low copay, like $0 or even like $1. So a lot of people think that, wow, this is like very convenient. And there is some students, non-US IMG, think that they found this loophole and they start to recommending to the other IMGs to, hey, you know what? You just need to go to this stand, fill out some form, and voila, your medication's gonna be free or cheap. You can go to the hospital for free. If any case that happened is free, guess what? You'll be in a big trouble. And actually, I shared this in one of my videos about the H-1B visa during the Trump administration and what are the changes that happened during the Trump administrations. And now we are actually in another Trump administration. I highly convinced that this rule will be applied again. So here is the rule. I'm going to share with you the email that I received from my lawyer when I transitioned from my J1 into H1B working here in Wentworth Douglas. So I'm trying to apply for the H1B. There is some form that I need to fill. New requirements to disclose public benefits on Forms 1, I-129, I-539, and I-485. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security and Department of State have implemented its inadmissibility on public charge grounds. Final rule on February 24, 2020. That is the time when actually I apply for my H-1B visa. And basically, they want to know if you have ever received a public benefits from a certain time frame. And I'm going to show you the form that I need to fill in. So you are going to see what are the things that considered as public benefits. Let's read this line over here. Since obtaining your current non-immigrant status, have you or any of your dependents received, or are you or they currently certified to receive any of the following benefits? Check all that apply. Any federal, state, local, and tribal cash assistance for income maintenance, supplemental security income, temporary assistance for needy families, blah, blah, blah. You can keep going. And then you can see down here, have you or any of your dependents received, applied for, or been certified to receive federally funded Medicaid in connection with any of the following: an emergency medical condition, for a service under the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, other school-based benefits, and you're going to see while pregnant or during the 60-day period following the last day of pregnancy. And that's one of the things that usually people use Medicaid, and that's probably lead to the end of birthright citizenship, blah, 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 because a lot of people take advantage of this. Not only you can have an American citizen's baby, but on top of that, you can actually deliver for free if you apply for Medicaid. But this is actually part of the public charge determination. This is part of the public benefits. Mind you, that this happened at the end of my residency, at the third year of my residency. I'm getting ready to get graduated and then move to the next step, try to working and to show up. Imagine if you have done this in the past. And this is easily traceable. Unlike the cash or cryptocurrency, this is so easy. I mean, you have filled the form, it's been submitted to the state. You know, it's easy to figure out. You know, their government programs is really good in the US. So you can be in really big trouble if you have used the public benefits in any way. I would recommend you have health insurance at all times if you want to be safe. The health insurance is not exactly a policy. In J1, yes, but you will not have any problem having the health policy usually on J1 when you're doing your residency. But usually when you are B1, B2, it's not mandatory to have it. When you are on F1, some institutions require you to have it. So this is just to keep you safe. But I understand that a lot of people are going to think that, hey, I'm not using any drugs, I don't smoke, I don't do alcohol, and I go to the gym every day. You know, I'm healthy, I'm going to pay attention when I go across the street. Probably you think that you will not get admitted or need to take medications or anything going to happen really to you. So you don't feel like you need health insurance. You don't want to spend that extra money for the things that you might not need. So it's understandable to have that kind of feeling, especially if you're financially struggling. But the risk here, you just have to understand the risk here. If you have to go to the hospital for any emergency medical conditions, and then if it becomes very expensive and you can't handle it, you know, the only way would be have the public benefits federally funded program like Medicaid to actually help you. So that would be the risk involved. But the ridiculous thing here is there are people who recommend to apply for Medicaid while they actually don't need to, just to try to save money, and they think they found a loophole. Don't. Please avoid it at all costs, because that could cost you significant. Like you have done everything, the USMLE, the match, complete your residency, and then if this haunt you close to the end of your journey, you screw up. So that's why I feel like these are very important. So those are the 3 immigration policies that I think every non-US IMG need to know, every non-US IMG need to comply. I just want to remind you that I have the USCE Essentials PDF. If you're looking for clinical rotations in the US, I explained to you about when to start searching for US clinical rotations, how important is the US clinical rotations, and I have included 30 plus hospital lists that would offer rotations for non-US IMG at kind of like on the lower cost. It's free. You can click using the link down in the description below and get it. I also have the USMLE test taking strategies, which help you boost the score. I help you with the general approach to the questions, the 50-50, so you increase your chance to get the 50-50 correctly, and the time management strategies, so you will not run out when you're doing your exam. It's all free. It's a free online course. Just grab it using the link down in the description below. Well, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video and find this video helpful. Don't forget to click like and subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next video real soon.